So today I'll be talking about how to balance school with football. Now, obviously, I know I'm making this video because I know there are a lot of players who, you know what I'm saying, they feel like school's getting in the way. They wish they could cut their hours from school so they can have more opportunity to train, you know what I'm saying, more hours to train and basically just get better as a player. And me personally, I was exactly the same. So when I was in secondary school, I'd always think to myself, I wish I could just have some days off from school so I can just literally have the time to go train. Just go to the Astro, go train, go work on my touch, go work on my passing, and just become a better player. Because the thing is, especially when I live in the UK as well, it's like it gets dark literally by what 4:30, 5 o'clock, in winter time. So school will literally finish at 3. By the time I get home, it's 4 already, and I literally have no time to go train afterwards during those sort of October, November, December, all the way up to from October pretty much all the way up to about January. It's literally it gets dark by like 5 o'clock anyway. So school will finish at like 3 or 3:30. I'd get home by like 4:30, and it's already pitch black. So there was no time to train. So I was always thinking to myself, I wish I could just miss a few days off school. I wish I could I wish school would just shorten the hours, but obviously, if you miss a day of school, they just call your parents straight away. So I was like, yeah, there's no way that could run, and especially in secondary school, like unless you like block the school's number from your parents' phone. But if you can't do that, then you'll pretty much have to go in every single day, Monday to Friday, 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's bro. I look back at secondary, I'm like, yo, how did we do that for 5 years? Like that was crazy, but yeah, throughout that whole time, I always wish that I could train longer, I could train for more hours, have those days off, so I can put my energy into becoming a better player. Because the things with school is always that school, although you don't really do anything physically unless you have like PE or something, it just mentally just drains you, bro. So even in like the summer months when what's it called, when it get darker at a later time, maybe it gets darker like 7. After school, you're just feeling bare drained, bro. You have to go home, you have to go eat, and then after you eat, you might feel sleepy, you might feel like you want to sleep, and all just the motivation is just gone. Like at the start of the day, let's say it's like a Wednesday or something. At the start, you wake up at the start of the day, you're thinking, yeah, today after school I'm gonna go train, I'm gonna go have a good session. By the end of the day, you might just have a horrible day, like an absolutely shit day, and now you're not even motivated to go train. You're just like, oh my days, bro. Like you're just feeling tired, bro. You want to go home, you want to eat, or you want to go home, you want to sleep. Like it's long in it. So today I'll be talking about how to balance school with football, how to still make sure everything with school is fine, everything's patterned, that you're passing all your classes and all of that, but you're also becoming a better player at the same time. So I think the first thing for young guys to realize is that yo, you're not alone. You're not alone in this. Like even the professionals that you see playing in the big games in the Prem or the big games in the Champions League, La Liga, or whatever league there is. Every single pro at one point had to balance school with football. You know what I'm saying? Every single pro, even if they were in an academy and they had like day leave or something, even when they go daily, they still have to, they still have to do work. Like I remember I was shocked when my friend told me about day leave and he was saying that, oh, yeah, we go to the academy and we do schoolwork. I thought they just played football the whole time, but now he told me that even them, they have to do like I think it's like mandatory. They have to do was it is it like 3 hours of learning or 4 hours of learning? It's something like that. So every single pro has had to deal with that at one point at a time. Obviously, 3 hours is learning is much better than like staying in school for the whole 8 hours. Like the whole 8 hours thing for me is crazy. But yeah, every single pro still had to deal with it at some point. So obviously, my first thing is that get rid of the victim mentality. Don't try and make excuses for yourself about I can't train because I have school, or I'm not getting better because I have school, or this person was lucky, or this player was lucky. Now cut all of that, cut that mentality out. It's not good mentality. You don't want to see yourself as a victim. Like it's not good. So literally, just tell yourself that yo, everyone has to deal with it, and just tell yourself that yo, I'm gonna make time somehow. I'm gonna find little pockets of time, whether that's like in the mornings, maybe before school you go out for an hour, maybe after school, even if it gets dark, or maybe once it starts getting lighter after school, once it starts what's it called, getting dark at a later time in the summer months, you go train for an hour or 2 hours or however much you want to train. And for me personally, I remember when I went to college, yeah, I remember any single time I would have like a day off, or I'd get to go into school like an hour later than usual, maybe 2 hours later than usual, or I'd get to leave at lunchtime because obviously I had no other classes left. Literally, I just use that pocket of time, literally just to what's it called? Literally just to either go out to the pitch and train, or literally go to the gym and just try build strength, try get stronger. Literally before school, let's say normally you have to be there at like, I remember in my college you have to be there at like what 8:30 or something. But some days I got to go in at like 11. So literally I'd wake up same time, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't lie in sleep for longer. I'd wake up at the exact same time. Instead of going off to school, I'd either go to the pitch or go to the gym, depending on, depending if, let's say, if I had training that day. If I had training that day, I'd go gym. But if I didn't have training that day, I'd go, you know what I'm saying? I'd go to the AstroTurf, work on my touch, do work on certain things. I remember any single time I used to go in the morning, because obviously there was an Astro near my house, but really it's really a school Astro. But like everyone just comes in, and basically it belongs to a school, but it should be public property, because any single time they try to like lock up the gate, someone will just come with a chainsaw and just cut a hole in that fence. So you can literally you literally just have to climb through some hole, and then you're there already. So I literally go in, and I'd always find that same groundsman like cleaning up the Astro, because everyone's left like bottles, everyone's left all types of rubbish. You've left like bottles, papers, flipping vape pens, like all of that. So I'd always see the same guy. I'd always see me. I'd always chat to him. He was a nice guy actually, but yeah. But the point is that you literally just have to find those pockets of space. Don't give yourself excuses, because I could have literally just lied in. I could have just slept in and just said, "Oh, I don't have the opportunity to train it because of college. Like, I wish I didn't have to go to college." It's like, nah, you were given an extra 2 hours. Use those 2 hours wisely, or even if it was a day where it was like I got to go home earlier. Let's say we normally finish at 3, but I got to go home at like 1:30 that day because I had no more classes. Yo, I just leave straight away. I wouldn't even try like chill, hang about, waste time. Now I was trying to get on that train, get home, and then so I could train before it gets dark. Like, because I get to the Astro pitch maybe at like 3 p.m. on the days that I got to leave early. So I knew, okay, it's 3 p.m. I got at least an hour and a half before it gets dark, because like I knew by 4:30 it was gonna be pitch black. So yeah, literally, if as long as you don't have that victim mentality, trust me, you will find a way. Like, I feel like literally with everything in my life, like if you really want, I feel like if I've always really wanted something, I've always sort of found a way to do it, even if it wasn't really an optimal way, even if it looked like, oh, I can't do this because of this, I can't do this because of this. Trust me, you'll find a way to do something. So that's the first thing you have to do, is get rid of that victim mentality, because everyone's in the same boat as you. Everyone still has to balance school with football. So yeah, if you want it bad enough, trust me, you'll find those pockets of space. Even if it's just an hour, half an hour, you get the training session in. Even if it's just like kick ups in your garden, like playing against the wall in your garden, one and two touch, whatever you want to work with, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, get rid of victim mentality and just get it done, basically. I even remember with me that there were some days where I literally carry like a duffel bag to college. I'll carry the duffel bag to college. Had my boots inside, had my ball bag, had my ball inside, had my cones, all of that, and literally straight from school, literally just go to the Astro pitch, because I knew I just didn't have enough time before it got dark. You know what I'm saying? So it's just little things like that to just show that, yo, it doesn't matter. You're willing to do what it takes. If you need to carry your stuff to school, put them somewhere, put them in like a locker or something, so that you can go train afterwards, or you got your gym stuff in your duffel bag, and you're off to the gym to try work on your strength and all that. Yo, it's just little things like that, just showing that you're showing the commitment, showing that, yo, despite my circumstances, I'm still gonna put in the work. I'm still gonna maximize my efforts. I remember me personally, I wouldn't recommend this in it, but sometimes I'll have certain lessons where it was like I didn't really want to go to the lesson, or I felt like there wasn't any point in going to the lesson because we'd already gone over the same topics. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what, yeah. Instead of me going to school, let me just leave early so I can actually get to the Astro pitch in time. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously I have my bag packed, so I didn't have to go back home after school. And let's say we had a lesson at like 2 p.m., 2 to 3 p.m., and I didn't really want to go to that. Let's say it was like maths or something, and I was like, yeah, that's long in it. I'll just do it when I get. I'll just catch up when I get home. I literally just get the duffel bag, go to the Astro, and I'll just train instead. I wouldn't recommend that obviously because at certain points the school called my mom and they were like, yo, this guy's not in, where is he at, blah blah blah. My mom got onto me, but yo, it's just yo, if you really want something, you just have to do certain things in it. Because obviously, imagine what's it called? Imagine if you make it as a player. Imagine you make it as a player. You're gonna look back on those days and be like, damn, like I remember the days I was in college and I used to skip lesson and what's it called? I used to skip lesson to go train at the AstroTurf to go work on my touch, work on my free kicks, work on my shooting. Like that's some of them stories that you're gonna tell people when you make it. So literally, it's literally just all about no matter your circumstances, literally, just try get it done in little pockets of space. Literally, even if you have to break a few rules, bend a few rules, it's like, yo, as long as you're on top of your schoolwork, I'm not telling you to fail. I'm not telling you to get um D's, E's, U's. I'm not saying that. As long as you're getting B's and C's, whether that's like GCSE, GCSEs, A levels, whatever. Even if you're in university, just making sure, obviously, on the side that's getting done. But what's it called? Really trying to make it as a player. If you really got have that passion inside, if you really think that yo, I'm trying to be a footballer, I'm trying to make it. It's like yo, have to bend a few rules sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Footballers aren't average people. If you want to become a footballer, you can't be doing what average people are doing. You know what I'm saying? You have to differentiate yourself. You have to bend a few rules here, break a few rules here. It just is what it is. Yeah, so last thing I want to say is that even if it's some of them days where you can't really get to a pitch, or you can't really, you know what I'm saying, you can't really leave school, leave college early. You just can't really get to a pitch. Maybe it's too dark. Maybe you just don't have enough time. Even if that's the case, yeah, don't just like what's it called. Don't just sit around and do absolutely nothing. Don't just be destructive. You know what I'm saying? You're going out. You're wasting time by yourself. Maybe you're just eating shit food. Maybe you're smoking. You're drinking. Like don't do all of that, man. Like even if you can't find a pitch necessarily, just try find certain things that will improve your game. Literally, it can be simple things like doing a home workout. If it's too dark to go on the pitch, just do a home workout. Just do some push-ups. Just do some box jumps, some squat jumps, burpees. Like what's it called? Because obviously that's better than nothing. Or if you have a gym membership, go to the gym, work on your strength. If it's too dark, if you can't really get to a pitch, just work on your strength, work on your improving your power. If you if you can't do any of those things, literally just stretching it. Literally just stretching. I know stretching for young players is like it's not really too important, but still, it can probably prevent injuries like happening later in the future. Because as a young player, you don't really pull muscles like up until you're like 13 years old. You're pretty much immune to like muscle pull. Like I've never heard of like a 9-year-old saying I pulled my hamstring. Like it just doesn't happen. But obviously, if you're stretching at that age, if you're stretching at like 10 years old, 11 years old, and your body's flexible, your muscles are flexible, nothing's tight in there, then yo, when you get to like 15, 16, you're gonna be injury free, and obviously that's gonna help your game because the best ability is availability. So literally, just even if it's the little things, even if it's just putting points on the board because you can't get to a pitch, you can't get to a gym or whatever that is. Even if you want to use that time to like catch up on your schoolwork, in it. Yeah, if you want to catch up on your schoolwork, do your schoolwork. Like, don't just sit around and do nothing if you can't really, like I said, get to a pitch or get to a gym. Like, still use that time. Don't just waste time just doing bullshit. Basically, don't waste time doing on the PS5 from like 8 p.m. all the way up to like 2 a.m. I know what these gamers are like in it. So yeah, literally just use the time wisely. Just try to use that time by doing things that will ultimately make you a better player. Because, like I said, trying to be a pro bowler it's not just something you do. You know what I'm saying? You have to. It's a lifestyle. You have to dedicate your life to it. You hear so many stories about people saying they didn't have a normal childhood, this normal childhood that. They had to make big sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was lying, but I remember Mo Salah saying he used to travel like what did he say? He used to travel like flipping like 7 hours to training, something like that. In my opinion, this guy's probably lying and he's probably capping. But hey, if he's not lying, then hey, certain sacrifice you have to make in order to make it as a pro. So that's all I got to say for this vid. Hope you enjoyed. I've been JT, and I'm out.